One of the most significant changes in my life recently is getting a new car. Because you see, I've driven clunkers my whole life. I've just paid, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 for these cars and just pay them off because I've never cared too much about like what my car looks like or how fast it goes or anything like that. As long as it just gets me where I need to go, that's all I really cared about. And never really saw myself having money to get anything super nice or wanting to spend money to get something super nice. So I never did. But one car that I did list as like a dream car, if I had to pick one, because I used to see it all around my college and stuff, was a Hyundai Genesis, particularly the coupe. And I gotta say, that's the car that your boy got. And so just as a quick video, I wanted to go over my car and kind of give a little car tour. I'm not a huge car guy, so I'm not gonna go into like super specifics about the engine and stuff like that, but I know all the basic stuff, and it looks really cool. So let's go ahead and jump right into Hyundai Genesis tour. So it was totally sun shining a second ago, and now it's kind of sprinkling because it's Florida and that's how it goes. But I'll make the outside quick. Most notable features, it's all black, two-door Genesis. The only thing I've done to it is black out the rims. I know a lot of people like soup these things up pretty crazy, but all I've done so far is black out the rims. It came stock with Brembo brakes, which is pretty cool because those are pretty expensive aftermarket brakes, but this is the R-Spec model, so it came with a lot of like performance vehicle type stuff. I'll get into that in a second. And then other than that, I'll pop the trunk real quick because the trunk is actually way bigger than I thought it was, or thought it was going to be. It has a little cargo net, and I don't have a lot in there yet. A lot of times with my old car, I would stock it full of like skateboards and all my painting stuff, but this car's probably gonna be a little different because it's nicer. But yeah, that's the trunk, real spacious. Let's open the hood real quick. All right, under the hood, it's the 2.0 turbo engine and 4-cylinder. It's a 6-speed manual. One thing I really like about this car, this might be a more basic thing. Like I said, I'm not a car guy, but the oil filter is right on the bottom, right next to the oil pan, so it's super, super easy to get to. I drove a Nissan a while back, and the oil filter was like way like in here. You had to like reach your hand in there all crazy and stuff, and it was kind of hard to change the oil sometimes, but this makes it really, really easy. And man, it's just so weird seeing how clean everything is. Like I said, I'm so used to driving cars that are like the year 2000 or older, so everything's all nasty already and black, and all these parts are changed out, but this is all new and nice. That's pretty much it. It's pretty dope. All right, the inside is really nice. It has all these features that I'm not used to, like, the steering wheel, radio and volume controls, call settings for taking calls on the Bluetooth radio. And these are the seats that I was talking about that come with the R-Spec. They're these like bucket seats or whatever you call it, so that you're more snug in there while you're driving. And the back seat, I got a little bit of stuff in here for like cleaning the car and whatnot, but the back seat is a little bit more spacious than I thought it would be. Still not like a passenger type vehicle, but you could definitely fit 4 people in this car if you're going on like a road trip or something. But if they're kind of tall, then it might be a little uncomfortable, but I don't know, one person could lay down back there. All right, let me start it up real quick. Oh yeah. Like I said, I'm not like a car reviewer or anything like that. I've driven a bunch of crappy cars, so I'll just like go into my personal take on the car. My last car did not have AC, so this thing is so cool to have actually like AC you can blast out of here. It gets so cold. It's so hot in Florida, and this thing, I get so cold. Like I get to the point where like I gotta turn off the AC for a while because I'm getting too chilly. But yeah, and the display there is something I'm not used to. The most significant thing I'm not used to though, it's a 6-speed manual transmission. When I got the car, I did not know how to drive manual transmission, so that has been a project. And obviously if you're into cars, then you don't need any advice or whatever. You know how to drive manual, it's all basic. But if you are someone like me who was just getting used to it, I had to get used to how quick the car is, because I wasn't used to having cars that can get up to 30 miles per hour in a second or two or whatever. So like shifting gears and stuff, I was used to my other cars having to go like real, it took me a little bit to get up to speed after like a stoplight, but this car can just zip right there. So I had to, shift really quick, you know what I'm saying? And in case you are watching this and you're gonna be in a similar situation that I was, just word of advice: if you're getting a car like this, like going from a clunker car to a sports car is kind of a huge jump. So not only did I have to get used to the manual transmission, but I had to get used to how much quicker and efficient this car is as an actual mode of transportation. So just word of advice: it's okay to be worried or whatever, because I was so worried that I was gonna damage the car and stuff like that. But for the most part, just like, don't be afraid, you know, like when you're learning how to drive manual transmission, I just had to keep in mind that, like, as long as you don't drive it like that for a long period of time, if you're not like constantly stalling it, shifting gears poorly, grinding gears, stuff like that, as long as you're not driving like that for a long time, it's not going to screw up the car that bad. I mean, I'm not going to go into like how to drive manual transmission, but as long as you're not like shifting from 6th gear down to 2nd on an interstate or something like that, and like crazy stuff like that, as long as you're not doing that, you'll be fine. And like I was worried every time I'd miss shift and the car would bump or the whatever, I'd cringe because I was worried that I was damaging the transmission. But for the most part, the cars are built for a little bit of wear and tear, you know what I'm saying, especially when they're rather new. So you got some time, you know. Chances are, especially if you buy the car a little bit used, chances are someone has already done what you're doing to the car or worse. Just don't be worried, I guess is what I'm saying. But yeah, that's it. That's what I'm riding in right now. This isn't the most intricate video because I haven't like done any projects on it or done any aftermarket modifications or anything like that. But yeah, this is my little Batmobile, and this is what I'm riding in now. And I recommend a Genesis to. I'm not a car guy, so I guess my word doesn't mean a whole lot. But I'd recommend the Genesis to anyone who is looking for a cool little like zippy car, you know. So I hope you got something out of this video. And if you are a subscriber to my channel, I'm going to be posting more videos about skateboarding and art and podcasts and the book and all sorts of stuff. So just stay tuned with what I got going on. I don't live in Pennsylvania anymore, so I got lots of friends around me. I live with my best friends, so there's going to be a lot of cool content with all of us skateboarding and just going through life, you know, just living. So thanks for watching today. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you next time. I like them apples.